Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome if you're brand new. Glad to see you all here. And oh my goodness, so many people showed up so early. I'm going to welcome Pixie the Soul Reader.
I'm
Uh,
privileged to be here. Thank you.
Pixie is a channeler, a psychic medium, and an Akashic Records reader. And so we're going to be using all of her talents today, just like we always use all of ours. Um, the other thing is we're going to be up. We're going to change things up a little bit. Instead of both of us answering a question, we're going to take turns answering questions as they come up. Now, I've already got, sprinkling pixie dust. You know, when I was setting this up, I kept, instead of typing pixie the, so I kept going with pixie dust, pixie dust. Oh, anyway.
You're going with that because that is the name I use when I comment on YouTube.
Oh, is it? I
Yes,
didn't
it
even
is.
know.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I haven't really said a lot about it, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm going to open the queue. Oh, sorry. I'm doing the same.
That's fine.
Hi, Sue. Nice to see you. I'm having trouble managing my cursor right at the moment. Give me a second here. Yeah, we can all use a little pixie dust, Chris Cassidy. That was a great comment.
Yes.
Open. Okay, so the queue should be open and set limit. I think we can do 12, maybe more. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll set it to 12. Plus the 2 we already have is 14. And I think that's okay. And now I don't have Gerald here with his wonderful
Oh, yeah. He has
his
great stuff.
wonderful
Yeah.
index cards. And I meant to set that up and I didn't. And I'm really sorry. But wait, where's my banners?
Mm.
Here they are. So we're using Nightbot again. And as always, because I can't manage my chat on my own and read at the same time. So all of you who are asking questions, please follow Addie, for example, successfully joined, and she is number 3. There are 12. Diane has successfully joined. She's number 4. Imelda, you have to type your question right after the join. So it's exclamation mark, join, space, and then your question. You will get an acknowledgement to your, you'll get an acknowledgement from Nightbot to your username. Imelda, if you want to, if you type your question again with join, or sorry, bang, join, space, your question, it will update and you won't lose your place in the queue. So, Aaron and Mary and, oh, good for you guys. Yeah, Carl, I know it. Some people really hate this, and I apologize for those of you who really hate having to do this. However, oh yeah, maximum character length is 100, so you got to keep it brief and keep it specific because we don't. Well, we kind of do read minds, but if you have a specific question, it makes it a lot easier for us to understand the answer that you want. Because if you tell me you want guidance, man, I'm just going to go like wherever I'm led. If you want specific guidance about or inspiration, I like that better, on finance or health or whatever, then you have to be specific. Let's see. Simply Julie, welcome. I haven't seen you before. to ask a question, you need to follow the banner that the ticker that's going underneath our image, our images, and you have to type join, like exclamation mark join, no space, then a space, and then your question. And I don't even think I said hello to everybody. Hi, Leah. Hi, Diane. Hi, Nightbot. Hi, Chris Cassidy. Carl, Aaron, Imelda. I just got all Addie. I just got all sucked up in the housework. I know nobody who knows me would ever believe that in a second. Okay, so we have, yeah. Okay, Carl has an interesting question. He wants to talk about renegotiating his soul contract. Oh, that might need both of us, Carl. Yeah. Yeah, you need it, your message is too long, Carl. That's why, so try again. And we are, yeah. The queue is full now. So we have our full complement of questions, and sorry, I'm just distracted. I gotta focus. Hi, Maria. I'm not sure if you did it right, Chris, because it went right by me. I'm going to read the opening prayer now, the prayer of protection, and then the key, and then see, Maria's asking, she says, can one negotiate a soul contract? Maybe we could discuss that after we open the records. What do you think, Pixie?
Probably, yeah. Well, do you want to answer the questions and see if we have, then we can do it at the end, or?
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I'm very bad at managing time and keeping and like just shutting my yap, as you can tell. So, okay. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so the group consisting of the people who are here now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch in the future, is given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'm going to read silently for a minute. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of this group to receive the records of their souls. Okay. I'm going to start with the starred questions. And I'll take this one. Okay. Unless you're getting a hit already. Oh, gee. Now there's context to this, and I should go back and show the context. 148. Okay. Just give me a second here, because Oh, I used to love a mouse. I wish I had one now. I have that stupid touchpad thingy.
Yeah.
It's extremely annoying and tedious. Forgive me, people. Okay, so here's the background to that question.
Okay.
ETs. Mother had visitation before she could walk, so she was a baby. Told, live a good life and have faith. Never told. Okay. 30 years later, her sister had a visitation, was told, it's time to take one of you the day before grandfather died. Okay. And now she wants to know which ETs and why the terrifying presentation of the message. They really need to work on people skills. Well, they're aliens. They're not going to have people skills. Okay. Let's just get that out of the way right at the get-go. Maria, yeah, I could add a wireless mouse, but I've got no space. I'm on my coffee table, sitting on my couch with a stack of tarot decks to hold my laptop up higher, so you're not looking at my nose. So, yes, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Pixie doesn't have a channel yet. That's an interesting question, Teelin. But I'm not getting ETs, I'm getting guides, unless they were ET guides, which is entirely possible. But it's not like the actual aliens coming to abduct you and take you away to planet Zargon. This was not a physical manifestation. This was, although from the sounds of it, your mother might have been small enough that she wouldn't be able to know the difference. It would seem real to her. These are guides, and they're just doing guide stuff. They weren't trying to be terrifying. They tried to present themselves in a way that would bring home the message that they had to give, that would be memorable. Okay, so I guess that was achieved. Mission accomplished, guys. But they're not they just wanted the messages to be remembered, and not sort of like, oh yeah, so and so said this and I had a dream, but who cares, it's just a dream. They wanted it to be memorable, and they wanted it to be received completely. So yeah, that's what happened. Otherwise they could have just talked to your mother in her dreams, but then she would have just said, oh, and your aunt, and just, oh, well, it was just a dream. Who cares? I had the weirdest dream. But this way, they knew it was real, and they knew they had a message, and they knew it was an important message. And that's what that was all about. Did you get any hits on that, Pixie?
They were basically they didn't, I guess you guys, they didn't understand the message totally, but the message kind of is basically enjoy every moment with your sister, because they're giving a timeline where there might be a change in their situation. So they were trying to actually be helpful. They really weren't trying to be frightening. They did need to make it, Linda's right, it has to be memorable, or you would have just shrugged it off as another dream. Your mom would have.
Yeah.
But it was basically, it's kind of a prediction by them for your mom and her sister, so that she would know to enjoy every moment, because it's kind of their way of saying there's never a guarantee for anybody of how long we'll be on the earth plane. And they knew that was in the future.
Live every
That was
moment.
basically the message. Live every moment. Enjoy each other every moment. You know, that's what I'm hearing. That was the
So
purpose of that message.
thanks, Pixie. So Lynn has some more feedback. She says her mother tried drawing a picture, typical big head, praying mantis, large eyes. It terrified her, but I didn't sense they were negative, but loving. Well, yeah, because it is her guides. Okay, it is one of her guides,
Yep.
and we sometimes have ET guides. I have a guide who is basically a blue cloud. A group mind. I don't know from where because I don't know them very well, but they're very sweet and and kind of very amused by the stuff humans get up to. And so it's too bad that the guide decided to like be who they were, but really. And it's too bad your mother was terrified, but they're well, they're guides, they're spirit guides. Come on, they are loving and giving and kind and completely and utterly devoted to you, to your mother, and protective and all the good things that guides are. So yeah, so I'm sorry your mother was terrified, but that's what that was about. Not an ET visitation at all. It was guides that were coming. Thanks for your help with that, Pixie. I really appreciated
You're welcome.
really appreciated that. Okay, so this question is for you.
Okay. Let's see. Hi, Linda. Thank you for the question, Lee. Hi, Linda. May I ask the records what will make me money for this time, from this time moving forward? Okay. Let's see what they have to say. Again, definitely, whatever you're doing now, you really don't like it. They want you to sit in silence, is what I'm hearing. And they want you to ask. So pick whatever, function, job function, or not necessarily even working for a company, but whatever it is you have in mind, sit in silence and ask each area of expertise, whatever that may be. And you're going to feel in your solar plexus whether or not it's like hitting a bell almost, but it will feel differently in your solar plexus. And you can ask them for a sign too. Ask them for a sign that there's no way that you're going to mistake. Like they'll give you signs like, let's say you don't have any cardinals where you live. And all of a sudden you see a red cardinal. So ask them to make it a sign that there's absolutely no way you're going to mistake it, that you're going to know for sure that is the answer and the confirmation to what you were asking. I'm hearing that what you want to do is not conventional, is I guess the word I would want to use. They're saying, do not fear. The fear keeps you from your prosperity. The fear of lack. And they're asking you to work on that issue. So if you can get a book on it, or there are probably a lot of YouTube videos with information on that, but it's going to help you hone in on a little bit more, because what I'm seeing is you're not fully in your body. A lot of us aren't. Sometimes we're half in, half out, because we really don't want to be here 100%. So I'm kind of seeing that you need to bring your spirit down into your body more. You're not grounded. So I don't know where you live, but if you can get your feet in dirt, it's a great thing. Or if you can garden, that's a wonderful thing too, because those are all grounding. You can get grounding mats. You can get grounding sheets. But you definitely need to ground. That's really important. You need to be grounded in your physical body. And they do want you to meditate. If you need to walk, you can do a walking meditation. It doesn't have to be where you sit still, stock still for 30 minutes. Some people they can't do that. Or you can get you again can find one on YouTube that you like, where it might be music, it might be Gregorian chants, where you can just sit and that is your meditation. It doesn't have to be in, silence as you're sitting still for half an hour. That's very hard for some people to do. But if you walk in nature, that's very good for you also. Because what it's doing is it's taking your conscious mind away from whatever it is you're looking at, thinking about. It's kind of, that's how spirit can talk to you. That's why the veil is thinnest right when you're falling asleep at night. The veil is very thin, and that's why they can talk to you when you're sleeping also, because your guard is down. You don't have that guard up that you normally might have when you're in what we call the physical world. And that's the biggest hurdle you have to overcome right now. I think you already know what you want to do, to be honest with you. And like I said, it's not conventional, and you're thinking, I can't make any money at that. And that's what society tends to tell us. But your biggest challenge right now is to work on the fear, the scarcity fear, because that's going to keep prosperity from you. Because there's also a part of you that doesn't believe you deserve it. That's also another part of you need to work on and strengthen.
Yeah.
And they'll give you signs that you're on the right path. It's kind of like, reminds me of Hansel and Gretel, where they give you the crumbs and you just keep following them.
Breadcrumbs. Yep.
Yeah. But you're not going to the witch's house, by the way. You're going to, the place you're supposed to be going. But it's part of that fairy tale, but not all of it.
And Leah, I'm getting gratitude. Live in gratitude.
Yep.
So I hope that helps. Next, we have a light worker asking a similar kind of question. And Diane has some feedback for you, Pixie. She says that's an awesome explanation of grounding.
Thank you.
It was. Yeah, that was an awesome explanation of grounding. I see something coming in, but I'm not sure if it's like I'm not sure what it is. But I see you going in somewhere and doing tasks and getting money for it. And let's see, I'm going to try. Okay, so timing is like, as we all know, we love our guides and the Akashic Records masters, but the question of timing can really suck sometimes. I'm getting not too far off, like not 6 months, not as long as 6 months, maybe as long as 3. And I'm sorry, I don't have anything more definitive for you. I can't tell you if it's a research job or funding of some kind. I just see you going into a place. There's lots of people in white coats, but I'm not sure you're one of them. But I think you are. And no clue what you're doing. All I know is that it involves math. So yeah. So I hope that helps, Lightworker. I'm sorry I couldn't get anything more definitive for you.
I got there's a donor, a benefactor is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing 2 months. If you visualize it the way you would like it to be, and gratitude is always important when we're talking any kind of prosperity, no matter what form it takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see somebody that's sitting there like thinking about it right now. It'll take a little bit. The red tape will take a little bit, but I'm thinking about 2 months. So And
Yeah.
he's a big benefactor, so you definitely want to sit in silence and see him coming. Definitely. And be grateful for it before it even gets here, because that'll also could possibly hasten the timeline. I hope that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah. Gratitude is a biggie for everybody.
Mhm.
Hi, Harley. Harley just got here. Um, Lightworker says that helps. You're very welcome. I'm glad that it helped. I'm trying to be organized and focused about this. I want you all to appreciate this effort. Okay, so the questions are closed. So I can turn off the banner. I keep forgetting to do that too. And next person is Journey Through Heart, Mind, Body, Soul.
Message.
This is yours, right, Pixie?
Yeah, that's fine.
We're supposed to only do what we've been doing. We've been double teaming.
It's what it's,
I'm sorry, it's whatever.
we're being directed, so it's whatever, I mean.
Okay, Journey Through Heart, Mind, Body, Soul.
So is the Journey Through the Heart, Mind, Body, Soul message will.
There's a little more
at the end of next month. Had to make a judgment call.
She said she had to make a judgment call, and then she just put a message, commented, "Did I make the correct choice?" Well,
let's ask. Okay, this is going to be, it's difficult. I mean, whenever you're facing that level of fear, it makes it very difficult to hear your guides. Fear is one of their biggest obstacles to getting through to us. And I can understand 100% why you'd be afraid and worried. What I'm seeing, sometimes I see metaphorical kind of little scenes, but I'm seeing the fish nets that you use to pull the big fish out of the water when they're fishing in a small boat. I see a fish net coming and swooping you up. So it's symbolic for me that you're not going to land where you think you are. Help is coming. Let me see if I can find out from where.
She says it was either sanity or security.
But I see that net coming, like you're not just going to fall into the water kind of thing and drown. That net gets you before you even touch the water. So what I feel, let me ask them if you've got somebody that's going to step in and help you that you don't see coming. Let's see. What I'm hearing is you're going to be, it's not ideal, but you're going to be couch surfing. And in the meantime, the universe is going to be looking for another place. It might take a little bit, like I'm hearing a month or more. You'll be safe at the place that you'll be at, where you'll be, couch surfing, basically. I don't mean house to house. I mean, that's what people call it sometimes if they're staying in someone's home and they're sleeping on their couch. Wow. I see some interesting pictures sometimes, but I see all these people coming with like buckets and mops. So that means people that are coming to help, they're ready to work, basically.
Action and not just words.
Right. And they're part of it's like they're part of a team. They do this a lot, but they do it, they're not the kind of people that talk about what they do. They don't need all the kudos and the thank yous and the spotlight. They don't really want that. They just want to get down to work and really help the people that really need their help. so they can get them into a position where they feel safe, secure, they have food, a roof over their head, warmth, and they also provide the love too, which is I find fascinating. I've never seen this before, so somebody on your side up there is really pulling the strings to get people to help you and get you into the perfect place for you, is what I'm hearing. Might not be ideal for everybody because everybody's different, and you won't be there forever. I hear follow the yellow brick road. And that is always, I can feel your emotions, sorry. That's always presents to me the ruby slippers. So I want to say, and I know it sounds really silly, but it would be if you get up in the morning, click your heels together and say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. And see it in your mind's eye. Because you're not going to be just, flapping in the breeze out there. There's going to be a lot of help coming your way. You're going to be really amazed by it, I think. It's going to restore your faith in humanity, is what I'm hearing. I hope that helps you.
Thank you so much, Pixie. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Okay, sorry. I got wrapped up. And now we'll find out who's next. Okay, and the questions are closed. So you mods who see more questions, if you could back me up on that, thank you so much. Jackie and Diane and Nightbot. Okay, so the next person, no, that's not the right message. It's from Addie. And Pixie, you're following the comments, right, Pixie?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Because that was a beautiful message.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Addie, and she wants to know, this is my question, message from Akashic Masters, a general message from the Akashic Masters. Okay, well, that leaves it wide open, but Addie, you need more fun in your life. I'm a broken record. I keep saying this to people, and I think I've said it to you too before, but I don't really remember because I say this at least 3 times in every single show I do. You need more fun in your life. You need to feel more pleasure. You need to be in the moment more, like be here now. I don't know. You guys are probably too young to remember Baba Ram Dass. You need to. They want you to fully enjoy the physical experience that you're having, and you're not. You don't laugh enough. You don't listen to enough loud rock and roll. Oh, sorry. I have a master who's a bit of a smartass. Gee, what a surprise, Linda. Food doesn't have to be a chore to prepare and just fuel. Food, and it doesn't have to be something that you use just to stuff yourself when you're feeling bored or lonely or whatever. It can be a real, genuine, I hesitate to say spiritual experience, but it can be a real genuine uplifting experience. That's the word, uplifting, high vibrational experience. So food that's grown with not for profit, but for feeding people. When you prepare it carefully and when you eat it mindfully, man, that lifts your vibration like 10,000%. And so don't just look, and I don't know why I'm getting this message for you about food, but don't just look at food as the way to survive and, oh, I gotta cook supper. If you can approach it mindfully, it can be and carefully and with care. I don't mean carefully like picky. I mean with care in your heart, care fully. It can be an uplifting experience for you, and it can help ground you and center you and uplift your spirit at the same time. And that can be part of the fun you're having. I mean, I don't know if you like to cook or not, but that's the message. But you need more fun. You need more pleasure. You need to, just ground yourself and enjoy what's around you. Enjoy the moment. Look around in the moment and see what beauty is there and see what is there for you to enjoy and grasp it, enjoy it, go, wow, look at that cloud. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you've seen Annie Bear's, if you guys subscribe to Annie Bear's channel, she posts every single day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. She posts these fabulous pictures of the walks that she does over Mother Earth, because she is like solidly connected to the planet, to Gaia. And she is, I think, I don't know if she would say this, but I think she's like pretty close to being a manifestation of Gaia, or at least certainly her beloved disciple, her beloved daughter. These wonderful, wonderful photos, these magical photos that she posts. So that's the kind of embracing the moment that I'm talking about. Embrace the moment, enjoy the moment, uplift yourself, look for ways to uplift yourself. And that's your message, Addie. I hope that helps. Okay. My eyes were closed for so long. I missed a whole bunch of comments. I'm so sorry.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah, Diane says she does trees and fire and little plants and flowers and anything she sees. It's just wonderful. They're just wonderful. They bring so much joy to me.
That person that you just talked to, I saw them as a child skipping. They used to love to skip, and I don't know what happened, but they need to bring that.
Start skipping back.
Life joy back. Yeah.
This question is for you, Pixie, and it's Diane. And Diane has the best questions.
Oh, okay. Hi, Diane. Is there any past/parallel lifetime that is affecting you physically/medically in this lifetime? Okay, let me go ahead and ask Diane G. Just give me a second, because for some reason I'm working on a movie reel and it's like more than one lifetime. So let me see if I can. It seems like it's multiple lifetime problems. So just give me a second.
Take all the time you want. For those of you who are wondering, my avian overlord, Wanda, is sitting in my lap right now. If you're wondering where she went, she's just sitting in my lap, chilling. And I'm moving my arm around because she's decided that the freckle on my arm is her enemy and she wants to take it off. She was fiddling with it last week too. No, it doesn't come off.
Okay, well, okay, this is not a pleasant scene is what I guess I'd want to say. I see you running. You're not very old. I want to say you're maybe 14. You are a male, and there is somebody riding you down on a horse. And this guy has like a polo club in his hand. And hold on. They were sadistic. And unfortunately, during that time, I want to say it's in the 1800s, that there weren't any laws against what he was doing, unfortunately. And, you know, people could disappear, and obviously there weren't a lot of records. So you could make somebody disappear and someone wouldn't know about it, especially if you did it out where there weren't any witnesses. And, ow, hold on. And it was just like, you know, he looked at the person that he was chasing down on the horse, just like, you know, he was playing polo, like he was trying to hit the ball kind of thing. It's really gross. And I saw you didn't suffer because you were very quickly released from your physical form. But I can feel the fear is, I mean, it's hard to breathe because you're so afraid, which I don't blame you. So in that lifetime, obviously, you weren't wealthy. You were working in the fields, and you didn't even feel like you had any worth as a human being, which is not helpful to being prosperous. Let me see if I can pick up something else also, because I think I saw more than one. Okay, this time you're female. Wow. Okay. You're wearing a long dress. Trying to get a time period for you. Wow. So I want to say like 1950s kind of era, maybe a little bit earlier. Because it's not to the floor your dress, it's to your shins. Flared. You're really happy. You've been shopping, and you're on your way back to the house. And unfortunately, the time that you thought you still had left to yourself that particular day, your husband came home early, and unfortunately, you were married to somebody who was very controlling, very abusive, verbally, physically. And you tried everything you could think of to be the perfect wife. I mean, you really put your heart and soul into it, thinking if I just am good enough, or if I just can get this done and it's perfect and he likes it, you know. So unfortunately, it's another lifetime of not having a lot of self-worth, but trying really hard to be that perfect, you know, 50s housewife, 40s, 50s is what I'm getting. Oh, interesting. In that lifetime, you got, I don't want to say this, but in a way I do. You got lucky because he passed. He died of a heart attack. The only problem was he didn't really leave enough for you and your two children because he had a mistress. Big surprise. And you really had to fight for anything that you got from the estate. You never got married again. You never wanted to be married again. And you worked really hard to provide for your children. Your children loved you very much. They were very close to you, and they really appreciated how hard you worked to provide them with a life. They weren't blind to their father's faults at all. When they got older, your son attended university. He got a really good education. And he kind of made himself a promise when he was a small boy that he would take care of you and take care of his sister. That's a lot to take on for a young child, because he never wanted to be in you, himself, or his sister to ever be in that kind of situation again. And he became very successful. And I've got goosebumps everywhere. Sorry. He made sure that you never wanted for anything for the rest of your life. And he made sure that when his sister married, that she didn't marry somebody like his father. So in that lifetime, even though it was hell for many years, it ended up being very good for both yourself and your daughter and your son also. But you did not, you still didn't feel worthy. You felt like you had to work for it. It's almost like you couldn't just accept the generosity because it was given out of pure love. There was no expectation whatsoever when he gave you that life. I think that's what the lesson is a matter of self-worth. It's a matter of not having to work yourself to death or to have someone's approval. You're perfect just as you are, and you need to understand that, and you need to take it in. I know it's not an easy process to believe that, but that's going to help medically a lot, because the medical issues are trapped emotion that you carried forward from 2 lifetimes, the ones that I'm picking up currently, and you also have experienced it in this lifetime. So you need to work on clearing the mental harm that you're holding in your cells. You're actually holding it in your cellular body. Your physical body is holding on to those beliefs. It is not easy to clear them, but it can be done. You can get some books, and they'll give you workbooks where you can write everything down. You can burn all of your journals when you're done. And you need to also, the biggest thing I'd recommend for you is Louise Hay has a book that's called Mirror Work.
Yeah.
It sounds very easy, but I'm going to warn you ahead of time. It's not easy.
I've done it. It's not easy.
If you do the work, you'll be free, and you'll find your health is going to improve steadily over time. A great deal. You're going to be amazed at how much your health is going to improve. So I hope that helps you.
Yeah, I second the motion for mirror work. It does sound really easy, but it brings up a lot of difficult feelings for me that I had to work through. And so and really, self-worth is something that we all struggle with, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Especially in this, late stage capitalism hellscape, where our worth is defined by money and possessions, and the latest of everything. And I'm as guilty of it as anybody. I just got a new phone.
I mean, it is part of what you're using it for what you do. So
yeah, well, but and the other thing is too is I wasn't really. Well, anyway, there were problems with my old phone. Just hold on for just a second. Somebody's trying to get in. I'll be right back, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I sure hope that helps. It's difficult, but it really does. Those kind of hurts, long-standing hurts, they're held in your cellular body. They really are. And sometimes it takes more than one attempt to clear them, but it will definitely improve your health, which we all need. We could all use, I'm sure.
And we're going to do a clearing at the end of this, as we always do, a healing and a clearing, and that will ease you a little bit, but it's only temporary, because that's work that you have to do. And sorry. Okay. All right. I hope that helps, Diane. Thanks for your question, and thanks for your willingness to be vulnerable. Thank you for that. Next, we have Imelda, who was, oops, sorry. Imelda. And Pixie, there's some feedback for you from Diane. Thanks for that, Diane. We really appreciate feedback.
It helps a lot.
It helps us a lot, yeah. She wants to know, this is my question. My niece Alex next to me going through heartbreak. Any message for her? And there's context further down. She says she put her boyfriend's needs before her own and still wants him back. Well, honey, Imelda, there's nothing you can do. We get a life we get to choose. No matter what crappy choices we make, we have free will, each of us, as especially once we become adults. There's all you can do is be there when it falls apart. I am going to talk to the Akashic Masters, clearly. I mean, but just as a preface, just from me myself, having watched dear friends and family members going through it with unworthy partners, all you can do is be there for them and encourage them to think for themselves and think about themselves. Because you don't want to get in the way of their free will. You just want to present to them that they don't deserve what they're getting, that nobody does. And okay, so, and also, Imelda, this is kind of like a third party reading, which I just realized, and I don't have Alex's consent to read her. So I'm just going to read you and your role in this, okay? Because I won't read Alex. So Imelda, you're the auntie that she goes to when her heart's breaking, and you're the auntie that she goes to when all else fails and she has nowhere left to go. And that will continue to be your role for a while yet. She's not done with her lessons. She has, you got to understand, when you're standing by watching people get destroyed, they have lessons to learn too, and you can't get in the way of that. Well, I mean, you can try, okay? But if that's a lesson that they have contracted to learn, if that's a lesson that's on their path, whether with you or without you, it's going to happen. And you're stay in touch with her. Don't let her be isolated. Don't let her, even if you don't hear from her for a couple of weeks, call her, text her, stay in touch with her, even if it's her turn to call you, whatever. Just be the one to reach out and make that effort, because that's like number one in the Abuse 101 toolkit, okay, is make sure that your victim doesn't have any support from family or friends, and is isolated and only has you for feedback and for, yeah. So don't let that happen to her. Just stay in touch with her. That's really important. They're really drilling that. Stay in touch with her. and go visit her, and don't challenge directly, because don't challenge her partner directly, because she will pay for it after. And further efforts will be made to isolate her from you.
Yep.
Support her. Keep pointing out how she's worth so much more than this. How, she's not unworthy. Keep bolstering her self-image, pointing out to her that she has accomplishments, that she is, that she's not a total whatever it is he's telling her. It's not true. Or he or she, sorry. But yeah, you have limited scope of action, quote unquote, in this situation. Pretty much the only actions that you can take are to make sure that you stay in touch with her, and that she's not isolated, and that you keep encouraging her, and reminding her of who she really is, reminding her of her intelligence and her all her good qualities, patience, kindness, loyalty, all these good qualities that she has. Keep reminding her of that, so that she has something. It's kind of like a vaccination against the efforts that abusers do to destroy self-esteem. Like, try to bolster her self-esteem with reality. I mean, don't lie about her being a good cook if she sucks at cooking. Don't lie to her at all. Yeah, that's what I've got. Imelda, sweetie, my heart goes out to you, because
Painful.
I've been there, and it's lonely, and it's scary, and I'm so sorry for you. And we'll be saying some prayers for her. Next is Aaron, who would like a message from the masters about the next 3 months from you, Pixie.
About the next 3 months. Okay. Aaron, can you narrow it down just a tad? Because that's really wide. And I'm not sure if you're trying to focus in on one particular thing you're interested in. I mean, I can give you an answer, but it won't be as specific.
Yeah, do you want to know specifically about, like, your money, your health,
Romance?
a new lover? Yeah. Thanks, Aaron. Yes, Imelda, you are definitely part of her foundation, and good for you for doing that.
Okay.
It drove me.
She could also surround her with pink light.
Yeah.
Because that way she's not interfering with her, but she's definitely protecting her.
And you can also talk to her guides. You can ask your guides to talk to her guides, and be, encourage.
Okay, let's see.
She says, I guess getting over heartache and moving on to something or someone better in the next 3 months.
And I'm feeling it was more romantic, but I, wasn't sure. So thank you for the confirmation. Let me ask. Okay, the visual I get is I see you taking off like an overcoat. And it's interesting is you don't hang it up, you drop it on the ground. What I keep hearing, the best is yet to come.
Ooh.
It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always a lesson that the faster we learn the lesson, the faster we move ahead. Like we don't get stuck in that lesson. I don't know if you meditate, but I would suggest you sit and ask your guides what will help you move forward quickly. Because you're not meant to stay in this funk that you're in right now. You're not meant to stay there at all. I think you need fresh air. I don't know if you have forests, but you need to be out in nature. Not just for the grounding, but for the beauty. Because it's going to take your mind off concentrating on the loss. And let's see what else they're going to say. Use the time to understand what it was you were supposed to learn from this particular person so that you can move forward. Work on yourself. Oh, I hear raise your vibration. The higher your vibration is, the better type of person that you're going to bring into your life. Because we tend to match vibration to vibration. You might want to, I don't know if you have any hard feelings toward this person, but I would recommend writing a letter to that person. It's never to be delivered. It's just for you to get your emotions out on paper, and then you should burn it. Let's see what else they want to say.
Aaron says,
put some music on and dance, girl, dance.
God, that feels good to do that. Pixie, Aaron says gardening is her someone better right now.
That's perfect because it's grounding.
Yeah.
And if she's planting, it's also beauty.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. Let's see if they've got anything else they want to say. I'm hearing somebody would be lucky to have you. You need to incorporate that belief into yourself. I'm a good catch, is what I'm hearing. That's what you need to believe deep down in your soul. And I don't think you do right now. So that's what they want you to work on.
Erin says she's been too depressed, inhibited to dance. And girlfriend, let me tell you what you do. You turn the music on really loud. You close the blinds. You shut the doors. And you dance your ass off. Okay? That's how
Dance
you do
like
it.
Nobody's watching.
Because nobody is. And nobody cares. And it's just you just moving. Yeah.
It's very healing. And it might take a minute to get into it, but it is. I don't know if you have any favorite songs, but that's the one I put on first. And you will notice it'll raise your vibration. You'll start feeling better and better. But you need to write that letter. I don't think you've written it yet. So all your anger, your angst, your sorrow, write it out, burn it. And do your happy dance, because better times are coming. And they'll come faster the faster you move through that phase. And that may be an incentive, I don't know. But it's the way it works. I hope that helps, Sharon. I know it's very difficult to go through something like that. I think it's hard for all of us when we go through it, unfortunately.
Well, heartbreak wasn't, it's never easy,
No. So I hope that helps, Sharon. And the more you work on it, the faster you move through it. So that's another incentive.
Good point. That's absolutely true. Next question is from me, and it's from Mary Thornberry. Hi, Mary. She wants a message for the upcoming summer. Okay. That's a little vague. If you could narrow it down. Hi, Mary. If you could narrow it down, I see you in the chat here. If you could narrow it down for me, like, is this job? Is this money? And Lynn Hirayama, hi, welcome. Questions are closed now. We've been on for like over an hour, and I'm not entirely sure. Hold on for a second here while I find out who the next people are in the queue, but we still have a queue of questions to get through. And there's three. Okay. So the next three people in the queue are Simply Julie, Liz in Awe, Lisa Niedermeyer, and then at the end, we want to talk about Carl's question about renegotiating his soul contract. So we're going to be here for like another 30 minutes anyway. So yeah, Diane says, Diane has a good comment. She says, it seems, as she always does, it seems like a recurring message today: self-love, self-care, self-worth. Yeah. And it's not just today. It's, and those are very Jupiter kind of messages, and Jupiter's conjunct the sun right now, I believe. And, yeah, it's something that we don't do enough of. We do a lot of buying and a lot of eating and a lot of drinking, but none of it is self-care. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not doing it mindfully enough that we are doing this to look after ourselves because this is what we need. So, Mary says she wants someone to help me here with forms and money.
Farm.
Oh, farm. Sorry. Farm. Okay, I'm blind and deaf. Farm and money. I beg your pardon. Yeah, good. Thank you, Pixie. I'll move to your farm. 71 years old and creaky as all heck. Can I have goats? Can I live there with my parents? Oh, if you live in the States, no, I'm not going. Sorry. Can't leave Canada. I mean, not because I have anything legal, but I'm not going to leave Canada. It's okay. Oh, let's see. I'm getting a lot of very confusing images. And I think this is because it's a choice that you're having to make, that you could choose to leave the farm because it's more than you can handle by yourself. Or you can choose to stay. And I think you're in that space of choice right now. Please, can you confirm that? Because I don't want to go any further. Goats. Oh my God, I love goats. Don't even start about goats. Are you in a space of choosing, in a place of choosing whether you're going to stay or go? Mary? Hi, Rossi. Oh, okay. She says she's got 22 acres. Oh, And the person that I thought was a sure thing did not work out. No, I will not leave. I will die here. Okay. All right. So it's not a question of choice, because what they're presenting to me is that there is a choice. But if you've already made it, I wonder why they're telling me that. Maybe just to remind you that it is a choice that you're making. I don't know. But I do see something, some effort of yours bearing fruit. Bearing fruit, it's a farm. Those guys are so funny sometimes. Something's going to happen over the summer. Somebody's going to come, or something's going to happen over the summer that's going to make your life easier, less painful. Yeah, because it's hard work. I know, I lived on a farm. It's hard work, and it's hard work from early in the morning, and then you have to go and milk them again at 5 p.m, and yeah, and you better be in bed by 8 o'clock. Yeah, I remember. It was still fun. But something's going to happen that's going to make it easier for you. And I don't know if that's money or a person, or you discover, I don't know, that you have wild bees on your property and you can set up some hives and make wild bee honey, or, I don't know. I'm not sure. Are you getting anything, Pixie? Because I'm just getting a whole bunch of really confusing stuff.
I am, but I'm not sure that Mary's going to love the answer. Hold on just a second. The first thing I heard, and it's probably not your first choice, I realize that, but there's always the option. This is a very difficult thing, I know, for people that have a farm to do, where you could sell some acres, and it's totally up to you how many you sell. But I almost feel like it's overwhelming. That's part of the overwhelm, is the size. The additional money would also allow you to hire somebody, and that way, if you're paying them to help you, you're going to have less issues. I don't know what the arrangement was of the person that you were working with before. And then you're going to want to call in the perfect person to work with you on the farm, who loves being on a farm as much as you do, and is just they kind of get they draw energy and emotion from what they do, and it's very sustaining for that person. They're not the kind of person that needs to have a lot of money. They're more interested in they like working with Gaia. They like working with Mother Earth a lot, and they love the animals too. I believe this person, believe it or not, I think they can talk to animals, which is interesting. It's part of why they love what they do, because they may be the kind of person who's been in many different locations, but they've never felt lonely, because all they got to do is walk out in the back and be with the animals. They're just they're not your normal everyday, run-of-the-mill type of person, but they're a very good person, very good-hearted, very hardworking. Totally understand how you feel about your land. So that's the kind of person I see them being attracted to your farm. I don't know if you've put out any kind of feelers for people to work on the farm with you or not. I almost feel like it's going to be, he finds out about it by word of mouth, that you want someone to help you on the farm. I think that's spirit working in your favor, to be honest with you. But they want you to consider, I guess you'd call it downsizing. that's what they'd like you to consider. Just sit with it and see how it feels. Ask about it. Ask them for a sign too. They're really good at giving you signs, but you have to ask them. They can't help you unless you ask them for help.
Pixie, Mary says she rents her fields out.
Okay.
They're growing, whoever's renting it is soybeans this year.
Okay. So she is earning an income, because I heard she needs to earn an income.
Yeah.
Is it the same person that rents the field every year?
I don't know.
I feel like you need to have a little negotiation on the cost of leasing the land. It's never a pleasant thing to do. A lot of people, it won't be confrontational, because I think that person that's leasing your land knows they've got a good deal. I don't think they're going to give you an issue as an option, but that's what I'm feeling. So it's kind of like you got help coming in from both directions. The person leasing your land, they know they're getting a deal, and the person that's coming in is by word of mouth to help on the farm. So I feel like you got help coming from two different directions on two different things to help you fulfill the dream of staying on the farm.
Yeah, if you were in Canada, man, I'd be there next week. Well, maybe not next week, but
yeah. I do have a quick message. Was it Erin that I talked to? And I said, because I thought I read in the comments that she was going to send the letter, write the letter, and actually send the letter.
don't send it. No, just burn it.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you do, don't send it. And I have a suggestion for her. If you're experiencing a lot of anger, you can, this doesn't sound very metaphysical, but it works. I don't know if you have any of those kind of places where you live where you can go in and you can smash things.
Oh God, that's
a rage room. Those are extremely effective, and as crazy as it sounds, they use those in treatment centers all over this country and other countries. It's extremely effective for any emotion you can't get out by writing it down.
The other thing that you can do if you don't have a rage room around, Erin, and I have done this, it's effective, is take a pair of mitts or like a bunch of different socks or things like that that are soft, and do this in private, okay? So in your basement or in your room, and just because you're going to let it out, and just huck them at the wall and say, and this is for the time that you, and this is for the time that, and thanks for not loving me, and right. Man, that's cathartic. That feels so good. And you just sit down and have a good cry after, or not. Everybody's different, and it feels so, so good. You'll feel so much. I felt so much lighter after that. This was years ago. But
and you can also get a 10-pound bag of rice, wrap it one way with duct tape, and then wrap it in the opposite direction with duct tape. Tight.
Sucker.
And go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace and get 2 dowels long enough. And then you need a pair of gloves so you don't get any blisters. And then you just wail the living daylights out of that 10-pound bag of rice with the dowels. You'd be amazed how effective it is.
Yeah.
Hope that helps.
Way more satisfying than a pillow for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Mary says she's in Ohio. Well, nice farm. I'm jealous.
Is this, let's see, what question are we on? Message.
Next person is, hold on for a second.
Sure.
Yeah, Erin, that's fine. Just swear all the time. I did that for years. I'm much better now, but it still falls out of my face occasionally, as I'm sure all of you have heard. Simply Julie is next, and no question. Simply Julie, can you retype your question, please? Because you're next in the queue, but you didn't update your question. It's just blank. Oh, Harley's got another great suggestion. Harley, are you in marketing? She's talking about renting part of the farm for functions, because lots of people like doing farm weddings.
Yeah.
Then you have to think about insurance, and then you have to think about parking and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, Julie wants a general reading. Okay, yeah. General reading, not so much. It's yours, Pixie. It's your question.
Yeah, can you narrow it down? Because the more narrowed in or specific your question is, the more specific the answer is going to be. Because when you say general, it's very hard for them to focus in on what it is you're really wanting to do.
Hi, Joe Beth.
Hmm. My life has changed so much lately, and I am feeling hopeful. Okay. Okay, let me just so simply, Julie, you're feeling hopeful. I'm sure there's that you can probably go within and figure out why you're feeling hopeful. But my question would be to you: what is making you feel hopeful? Like, what direction is making you feel hopeful? Is it work? Is it moving? Is it a relationship? And that doesn't have to be romantic. It could be with a grandchild or a child, or it could be something else as well. It could be looking into purchasing something, looking into moving. When I hit moving, I kind of went, wait a minute. Okay. Let me ask something real quick. I think you can feel a shift in the energies while you feel hopeful. But let me see why you're feeling that shift in the energy if you've been focusing on something, hoping for something. But you didn't have a lot of hope at the beginning because it seemed, I want to say, overwhelming. Well, it's partially, I heard family. So it's partially to do with family. Has there been a rift in your family? Because I've got two different things here, but I would rather give you a more concise answer. So you just tell me if I'm, going in the way you want to be hopeful about or not. Can you type something in for me? I know she's still with us, right?
Yeah, she is, but she hasn't said anything. She just said thank you.
Okay.
She said thank you so much.
I'll give you what I get, and hopefully it's going to be what you want to hear.
And then, sorry.
Mom died last year, and my sister's using drugs again. Okay.
And she says all of these things. Actually, you're right on it.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry that's a lot to deal with. Hold on just a second. Okay. Wow. Okay, hold on. Your sister has an issue that she has not dealt with, which is what created the drug use in the first place, the first time around. And unfortunately, when we're kind of in and around that energy, it's a lower vibration energy, and you tend to attract kind of the same type of people around you. It's more of an energetic thing. I don't think people realize that a lot of times because there are a lot of deep wounds that cause people to use. Hold on just a second. Let me ask about her first. Oh boy. Okay. I have to give what I get. What's going to happen with your sister is she's going to have a close call. It's going to be her wake up call, is what I'm hearing. You're not going to lose her, but it's going to get through to your sister. It's a very rude awakening for her. She's going to feel a little lost and a little discombobulated. Let me ask if she's going to try and reach out to you. It's really going to throw her for a loop, because I feel her energy like a ping pong ball back and forth after that happens to her. She knows she can't trust the people she's currently around. That's come out of that near close call that we're talking about.
She says,
Oh,
Pixie, she says it's so true about the drugs. She's stepping back from her this time because it is too painful.
I know. It's extremely painful. Wow. That close call, she saw your mother during that close call. Because your mother's been right there the whole time. What I want to recommend for you is that you need to do some work on being, because usually in families, when it runs in families, you have the dependence and the codependence. And that's usually a learned dynamic. And it goes from one generation to the next. It's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
But I strongly suggest you buy a book called Codependent No More.
Yeah. That's a really good book. I read it too.
But that's going to help you a lot. And I feel like, I don't know if I feel like you're the older of the two. I could be wrong, but I feel like you're older than she is. And I feel like you've kind of been her caretaker.
Yeah, she feels older, whether she actually is in years or not. She certainly feels like
She's the more mature of the two.
Yeah.
Emotionally mature of the two.
Yeah.
That's not your job, is what I'm supposed to tell you. That she's going to learn. And they want you to have the comfort of knowing that the close call she's going to have is going to be her wake-up call. She's not going to go back, because this is going to scare the living daylights out of your sister.
Good.
She talked to your mother. Your mother talked to her during this, when this goes down. She has her own guides as well, who always are there. They cannot help her unless she asks for their help. They can't interfere with your life unless you ask for their assistance. And then, they're not going to do everything for you. You have to be responsible to do some of the work yourself. It will be a while, but I see your sister coming to see you, and she's sober. She's not using. She'll never use again, is what I'm hearing. And what you have to understand also is, because of her use, her years will not match her chronological years. So she's going to be a lot younger, because she hasn't developed. It's the type of arrested development during the drug use. You just kind of stop growing as an individual. Even though you're growing chronologically, you're not growing emotionally. So they're asking you to bear that in mind. But she's really working on her sobriety when she comes to see you. It's like, for the first time, she can see clearly. There was something that was haunting her, like when she started to use. It's kind of a very private subject, so I wouldn't want to bring it up here. I feel like there was a trauma for her. And it was just, she couldn't get away from it. So, like a lot of people, they just numb it and hope it'll go away, and it doesn't. It's buried, but it's not going to go away until you actually deal with it. It just can be very difficult. But she's going to get that help, because there are free meetings and stuff for her to go to, and there are other people that are, sober, and she's going to have a sober coach. They're also going to give her a sober life coach, so she's actually going to have 2 coaches, is what I'm hearing. She's for the first time in a long time going to feel at peace, and she's going to smile a lot more. She hasn't smiled a lot in a very long time. That's what I'm getting. So it's like she's just starting to discover the joys that life can bring. So I don't want you to be basically terrified that something's going to happen to her. And I totally understand why you would be feeling that way. But you need to work on yourself, because in a way you were programmed to always be the caretaker, always be the giver. You need to learn to receive. You need to deal with any things that you haven't dealt with also. And you have to, I hate to say this, but I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think the mirror work would help you a lot. It would help you a lot. It's going to give you back your joie de vivre, your confidence, the belief that you really are worthy, and you're worthy of much more than you have right now. Not just, materially, but just in general, happiness, things you want to do, friends, going places, dreams, all of those things are going to come along with that. And I'm going to recommend you keep a journal too, a daily journal every day, like clockwork, and then get a smaller book and write, and say gratitude journal, and just write down even the smallest thing that we take for granted every day. Like, I've got running water, I've got a blanket, I've got a pillow, I've got a bed to sleep on, I've got a roof over my head, things like that. Things that we don't even think about really. We take them for granted every day. We really don't think too much about them. But, if you think of a lot of people worldwide, they don't have they don't have shoes, they don't have running water, they don't have a roof over their head, So start small, and, you'll figure out more stuff will occur to you when you start making those lists. And it's also it raises your vibration. So I hope that helps you, because I know you're very worried about your sister. But your mom is right there, and it's part of your sister's path. Unfortunately, I know it's difficult. So by the time you 2 meet, you will both have done a lot of healing. It'll be a very, very different meeting between the 2 of you. So I hope that helps you a lot.
Thanks for your question, Julie, and thank you, Pixie. That was an amazing reading. I'm just blown away. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here. Okay, so next we have, come on, Nightbot. Liz in awe, and she wants to know, what is the life purpose for me being alone? Well, for one thing, that's what you chose. And that's coming through very clearly. That's what you chose, and you chose it in order to learn self-reliance, independence, and to develop your self-worth by developing skills, like the skills you need to live alone, the skills you need to be alone. So, not relying on other people for your entertainment, not like being able to be with yourself and facing your own self, that kind of stuff. That was the intent when you set this up for you to be alone, was to develop more self-reliance and more trust in yourself, and trust in your abilities um, to manage yourself and your life and everything that happens. That was the whole point. Uh, it was growth. It was an area where you needed to grow, and no doubt it's been painful, because usually when we grow in areas that we haven't developed, yeah, that's painful. Um, However, that was your choice. You chose that setting up this lifetime. You chose that because you knew that that was part of you that needed further development, and that's the only lesson. I mean, it's not karma, it's not a punishment, it's not because you did this or that or didn't. It's simply that this is an area that you believed you needed to develop, an area of your spirituality. uh, Liz, oh sweetheart. She says, I think I got the lesson, but I'm still alone. Not lonely, just would like to be able to share life with someone. Yeah, I get that. And perhaps someone will come in, but um, hang on. I'm not getting that. I don't know. What are you getting, Pixie? I'm not getting anybody's going to come in anytime real soon, like not in the next year for sure. But they're not saying anything about after that.
First thing I heard was there's a little bit more work to do on yourself.
Yeah.
It's like I'm hearing we're waiting. So they're watching and they're waiting, for those changes to take place. So if you can facilitate them taking place, ask your guides. I don't.
Yeah, you're plugged in, Liz. Ask
Yeah,
your guides.
ask your guides, what is it I need to do so that I no longer need to be alone? If you don't hear something, then go for a walk, because that kind of distracts your mind. You're not in your head all the time. And sometimes it's faint, you'll hear it, but you need to listen, which we sometimes we do get our answers, but we don't hear them because we're not really listening. We're not still. They can talk to you, like it's easier for them to talk to you when you're in twilight, right before you fall asleep, or while you're asleep. They might give you a dream. So pay attention to your dreams, especially try and record them. The more you record your dreams, the more you remember. Because usually the minute you start moving around, you start losing parts of your dream. I don't know if you have a tape recorder, put it on your bed, near your bed somewhere, and then pick it up right away. Don't move around a lot and just start talking into it. If that's an easier way to record the dreams.
Before everybody,
somebody though, don't you feel like there's somebody like?
Yeah, I do. I do, but it's like in the medium distant future, like more than a year.
It's kind of like I feel like he's standing behind a gate. I know that sounds really weird, but he's standing.
There is a barrier in front of him. I didn't see a gate, but there was like, something there. Before everybody in chat gets all not worked up, but before you start suggesting, like Harley, that's a really good suggestion, except let me tell you, and I hope, Liz, that I don't violate your privacy by saying this. Liz has some mobility issues that makes things like joining groups or going for walks or going to garden or anything like that, it makes it difficult for her to do. So it
was kind of an either or thing, because sometimes you can, those of us who are able-bodied have a bad habit of not, being present, not being in our body, not being grounded. We're not listening. We're go in our head all the time, and that's the main objective, is to get to that point where you're not doing.
Yeah.
So anything that, even music will take you out of your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then you're
Yeah.
listening to the music because it's distracting you. Or you might get a piece of music if you're listening to a radio. All of a sudden a song comes on and it means something. And it makes you think of that particular instance or time or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't think we listen enough. I think we do get answers, but sometimes we're not listening.
Yeah.
And they're not always loud. They're
Yeah.
just always loud. But I
Yeah.
do see this, he's like, he's standing by this gate, and it's not a horse, but it's not like that kind of gate at a horse race, but it kind of reminds me of that. It's like I'm
Yeah.
waiting for
A
them to
hurdle. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
release the gate, like release the hounds kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's there. Um, so it's not, I think that sometimes we miss out on a person that we're supposed to, but it's not like a soulmate, let's say. But sometimes you might miss out on an experience because we kind of go, well, he's not really my kind of guy. And we kind of put him aside, when really it might have been a very good relationship and it might have prepared you because they're like stepping stones. Relationships for everybody, no matter what kind of relationship they are, they're learning experiences. And the more you learn and the more quickly you assimilate the lesson, the faster you move forward. And it is not easy to do. I'm not saying it's easy to do, but it's what we're supposed to be doing. It's like school. We're in school.
Yeah. Liz says, I get that old connections are reaching out for me on a spirit level, but no one physical shows up. I don't get the feeling that this is an old connection, unless it's like a previous lifetime connection. But I don't get that it's a this lifetime connection at all, like an old boyfriend or anything like that.
No.
This is somebody you haven't been with in this lifetime.
No.
And completely new. And
Yep.
And so just do some more work on yourself. And in your case, I think mirror work would also be a good recommendation. I don't know. What do you think, Pixie?
She needs to raise her vibration because she's at a little bit higher vibration than she is. So that's why listening to music, things that make you really happy,
Yeah.
that helps raise your vibration.
Yeah.
Like sitting in meditation raises your vibration.
Listening to music, looking at beautiful things,
enjoy.
laughter. Watch some Robin Williams movies. Watch some Monty Python. Laugh your butt off, because that'll raise your vibration.
I'm hearing it's a soulmate connection, though. It is a soulmate connection. That's what I'm hearing from him, actually.
Awesome. Yoo-hoo, Liz.
What in the world is that? Why am I hearing that? What is that? Was that
the Lone Ranger?
Oh my goodness, that's what I'm hearing, and that's
the William Tell overture.
It's really fits, right?
Yeah, totally. Riding into the rescue. I love it. That's amazing.
That's your confirmation. That's your homework. And don't give up. Do not give up.
Yeah, don't you dare give up. I'll be so annoyed.
Make it a daily practice. Make it a daily practice. And in the gratitude journals, they raise your vibration because you're grateful.
Yeah. Great gratitude is like a miracle worker in terms of spiritual development. Gratitude just boots you to the next level so quickly. It does not take much, honestly. So yeah. Maria says it really well. Our prescription today is music, dancing, and laughter. Yes, this is the full moon. And Harley had a wonderful suggestion earlier that we should all go out and dance and do the moon dance, later on, like as the moon rises, because I'm on the West Coast. So like it's only like 3:45 here. And so, I'm going to do that later. and so we can have this wave of moon dancing going across the continent. And
Well,
people
we're
who
also
are,
for anybody on here that's a Gemini, Jupiter's in Gemini, and it's going to be in Gemini for a year, and it's a planet of
yeah,
expansion. So
yeah.
you want to make sure you keep your vibration really high, write out your dreams, make a vision board. That's really good too.
Oh, you know what? You know what I heard somebody say the other day, and I can't even tell you who it was at this point because I internalized the information and now it's mine. So, to write out what you want to, and I did this. Okay, I'm gonna lose my oh well, whatever. Um, write out what you want. I use sticky notes because I'm old school and I love sticky notes. And put it somewhere, like on a table or something like that, and then put a crystal on top of it. They recommended clear quartz. I have a clear quartz point, which is outside getting charged right now because it's full
Right.
moon,
The
right?
moon. Yep.
Yeah, so it's outside right now, and I have the clear quartz crystal sitting on top of it, pointing up. And I mean, look, I don't know if it's going to work. I think it's worth trying because, it appealed to me to do that. So I
It's
did
a
it.
really good thing to do. I think everybody should do it, especially, everybody has their New Year's resolutions, which most people don't keep. But if you do a vision board at the beginning of the year, you can keep track of what comes true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
you don't have to make one vision board with everything on it. I mean,
No.
if you want like a vision board for, let's say you're going to redecorate your house or you want to move somewhere, but maybe you don't have the funds right that second, then you can make a vision board with just the house on it and put your other stuff on a different board. You don't just have to have one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then one thing that I would strongly recommend to people, and I think that we have a lot of subconscious thoughts we're not aware of, because we don't really want to be aware of them. And they're usually the painful ones. So you can also take a large piece of Bristol board. And if you have magazines, you can get them sometimes free, different places. They don't have to be new magazines. And you don't think about it, but you just cut out a whole bunch of pictures. And then what you do is you arrange them on the Bristol board. You're not thinking about it, you're just putting them wherever you feel like they should go. They're nothing to do with the vision board. That piece of Bristol board is going to tell you what's in your subconscious mind. Because when you have to explain why did you put that particular picture in that particular place and you write it down, it's going to tell you a lot about what's in your subconscious mind that you're really not aware of a lot of times. It's really amazing how it works. If it's all black, I would tell you you need a therapist because that's depression.
Yeah.
If you cut out all black and white.
Kiara, we started at like almost 2 hours ago. We've been on
Right.
for an hour and 48 minutes. And so we have that, Liz was our last question. Well, our last question in the queue, but we did say that we were going to discuss Carl's question specifically
That's right.
in the context of renegotiating soul contracts. After that, we're going to do a healing and a clearing, and then we're going to close, and that's going to be 2 hours, and that's like probably the worst time I have ever done. It's been wonderful, though, Pixie. It's so wonderful reading with you. I'm really enjoying it. We're going to do this again.
We should probably tell everybody that we are totally unaware of time because we are in a different dimension when we channel.
Yeah.
We're not in regular Earth time, as they say.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. And I don't get tired, but I know some people, but I will have a nap after.
Which is good for you.
Yeah, well, because I'm old, I can have naps whenever I want.
It'd be good for anybody. I mean, if you need a nap, take a nap. You know what I mean? I don't care how old you are. If you need one, take it. Not going to be shameful of. My
butt's getting a little numb, though. That's the only problem. But yeah, we're going to have to do this again. Okay, so Carl wants to know if he can renegotiate his soul contract. Yeah. Okay. I get that, but I mean, I want to focus more on the whole question, the whole metaphysics of renegotiating soul contracts. As I understand it, no, no, you can't. Not in the middle of a lifetime, but I could be wrong. What do you get, Pixie?
Yeah, let me ask again, just see if I get something for Carl that maybe I haven't been privileged to know before. Let me ask real quick. Okay, I'm hearing you're like stuck. That's what I'm hearing. You're stuck on a step. I'm seeing like a staircase. You're stuck on a step, and until you move off that step, you're not going to be able to renegotiate your contract. There's still something that you're not learning that's going to allow you to step up to the next step.
I'm getting gratitude, like screaming at me, gratitude, not screaming because they don't, but really loud gratitude, 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 gratitude. And we talked about this before, I think, Carl, about bathing yourself in gratitude. I remember that specifically, and it's the same master who's telling me this now.
Yeah, I see Carl sitting there with like yellow sunlight coming down over top of him. So it's a stillness. I don't know if you have, I feel like you have a little bit of difficulty doing that, like being really still in mind, still in body.
He says that Susan Lynn said that you could. Well, I think she said that as a joke. I watched that show too, and she was talking about what I want to renegotiate my contract. Well, yeah, I think that was a joke. I don't think that she was serious about that because, well, I mean, she might have been, but I'd be very, very surprised because I haven't heard of that being possible, like, being possible in the middle of a life. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know if Carl, do you ask your guides what it is that you're missing, basically? Like, what is it that's keeping me bound to this particular spot that I really want? I really want to move forward. What is it that
Fear.
I'm missing?
Fear. I sense fear, and I sense wow, it's like the immovable force, or the immovable rock met the irresistible force, because there's fear, and also the force for a desire for change, but the equivalent fear of change, and not liking the alternatives. There are alternatives, but you don't like them. And you might have to take an alternative that you don't like to get out of this. Like you might have to take a job at some, the equivalent.
I'm hearing it's not, the options you don't like, they're not permanent. I think you're looking at them like they're permanent. Like once I go over there, I'm going to be stuck over there now. I don't want that. And I'm hearing, just do it. I'm hearing one of your guys is really, I don't usually hear their frustration. This guy's frustrated. Just do it. I'm hearing, and I'm like, okay, I'll give him the message, but I think that's part of your fear. You're afraid if you move forward into that one of those options, you're going to be stuck there, like you were stuck where you are now. And what they're trying to teach you, let go and just do it. It's not a forever decision.
Yeah, you need to find a way to get some money into your economy, into your own like personal economy, and so take that job at McDonald's or whatever the equivalent is where you live, or a 7-Eleven or whatever minimum wage job that you can get, it is not permanent, and it is not giving up on your dreams. It is a means to keep body and soul together and a roof over your head and your cats fed.
It's just a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's just a way to keep, I mean, how many, I did temp work as a receptionist for like a year. It was a lot of fun because everybody loves you because you show up and you speak nicely, and, you know, they think you're wonderful as a temp worker. You just show up and breathe, and basically you've already beat the odds. And a receptionist, really? Yeah, but I needed the money and I needed a job, and so this is what I did. Moved on, but
I heard there are golden nuggets in that option that you're not seeing, because the fear is so great and the stubbornness is so great that you just don't, that's not what you want, so you don't want to consider it. But they're showing you there are gold nuggets over there that you don't see because everything is shut down.
Yeah. You're going to have to. You're going to have to.
You just have to take a leap of faith.
Bullet. Yeah, you're going to have to just bite the bullet and take what you can get to get some money and just and move on.
It's weird. I'm seeing a carpet. They're going to roll the carpet out. Like, it's not a red carpet, don't get me wrong, but they're going to roll the carpet out. So I see like 2 directions, and the carpet is rolling in one direction. So I don't know if that's a visual that you can catch when you meditate, you know, and ask, which way is the carpet going? Ask them that. They're trying to add a little bit of levity into it. They feel like you don't laugh enough, that you're too serious, you're too stressed. You need to find a way to relax. Because if you can't relax, you're not going to hear them. You're not going to be at a high enough vibration to hear them. And it's not good for your body to hold that level of, like my shoulders hurt. To hold that level of stress in your physical body is really unhealthy. So
you need to meditate, Carl, and you need to laugh, and you need to have you need some higher vibrations, some more.
Because until you get you need to get up there.
Yeah.
Because that's where they are. They when they communicate with us, the way that it works is we raise our vibration and they lower theirs, because they're on a much higher vibration even when we're channeling. So they have to come down to our level. So it's kind of a meeting of the minds, a melding of the spirits. That's what you want to shoot for, because that's where you get your clearest answers. And sometimes you don't get them right away. You have to ask for that sign. That sign is important, and it's important we pay attention, because they're sometimes very subtle.
Yeah.
It's an art. It really is an art form in a lot of ways. It's like anything else. It's like learning how to sing, learning how to write, learning how to read. It takes practice. And a lot of us are so busy all the time that we don't give ourselves any downtime in which we can practice. We don't set aside a half an hour to do this every day. And if you do it at the same time, it's much more effective, because it's like having an appointment with spirit. And it's really a lesson for all of us. That's what we're all here for. So all of us can do it. We've all been given that gift. Everybody has it. It's like a muscle. How much do you want to use it? How much do you want to use it? The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah.
So I hope that's helping you, Carl. I mean, I can feel how you're frustrated. I can feel
frustrated and
like, why can't I get where I want to be? And we're trying to help you, show you how to get where you want to be, how to be what you want to be, and fulfill your dream. That's really what you're here for.
Mary Thornberry says, once you start moving in a different direction, we'll be able to come in new people experiences and a new attitude towards yourself. And she's right.
Because your vibration is different.
Yeah.
Everything's vibration. And you can't see it, so it's a very hard concept for people to understand.
You can feel it though. Be able to feel it.
Oh yeah, definitely you can feel it.
Yeah.
But you can't see it. It'd be easier if you could see it, but we can't. That's part of the challenge. But I hope that helps you, Carl.
Gee, Carl, you always have the most interesting situations. Okay, so do you want to do the clearing and the healing today, Pixie?
I don't know if I've done it. Let me see here. Do I have it?
I make it up every time.
Then I don't have it. So if you don't mind doing it.
Well, no, there is one, but I mean, like, I haven't managed to organize myself enough to like either learn it or write it down in a way that it's right there, the way I have the prayer of protection and the key. So yeah, so I just make it up. So you're welcome to make it up.
So you just want me to close and then say a healing prayer after it?
No, say the healing prayer and the clearing.
Okay.
And then we'll close.
Okay. Well, I'll let you do the closing. I'll say the.
All right.
So you want me to do the healing prayer first?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see what they got to say. For all of us gathered here, working and being in the light, please help us to improve our listening skills, our practice, for it is our birthright. To receive the blessings and the help that are constantly at your side. We are forever here. We are your servants. We are your guides. It is our mission as well as yours to help you through whatever challenges you have chosen. So may we all be blessed. May we all find happiness. May we all be healthy. For if you want it, it is so. Many blessings and tremendous love to all those who are here. And we will work on any healing issues, whether they be physical or emotional. We will be with you. Please reach out to us. We stand by your side. God bless everybody. And I want to thank my guys for helping me. And I want to thank Linda for working with me. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I want to thank Pixie for being here because this was a lot of fun and we're going to do this again because I'm not going to deny myself any fun. Do you have any, do you have anything coming up, Pixie?
I don't. No, I don't. Not currently.
Okay, well, I do.
I know you do. You're busy.
Yeah, Saturday morning at 11 o'clock Pacific, which is 2 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to have Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot on. He's going to read tarot. I'm going to read Akashic Records because I don't know tarot. And I might pull some oracle cards too. I don't know yet. We'll just see how the spirit moves me. But that's on Saturday. And on Sunday at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, I'm doing my 250 subscriber celebration show. Yay!
Really? That's wonderful.
Yeah. It's just going to be short. I'm not going to do any readings. It's going to be hi and chat, and you have to be in chat to win because it's going to be one of those great draw giveaways. So we're going to, shoot the breeze with chatters
Right.
until for like 15 minutes until, till there's a good crowd in there. And then, and then draw for a free Akashic reading with moi. The full deal, 1 hour. Yeah.
Wow. An hour.
Um,
That's good.
yeah, because
That's
I'm
a
like,
smoking deal.
yeah. So yeah. So show up to the party. You should have it in your announcements because I set it up in StreamYard yesterday. So set up your notification, ring that notification bell so that you find out about it. And I'm going to close now. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed. Thank you all so much for being here. It's been a treat. I've really enjoyed being with you, Pixie. And you chatters are like the best.
So much fun.
Honestly. You're so cool. Thank you so much. We'll see. I'll be here Saturday. I'll be here Tuesday, and I'll be here next Thursday.
Like I said,
so
you're busy.
Saturday
Busy,
and
busy.
Sunday. Well, that's just this week because I'm
That's
lazy. I'm lazy. Honestly, that's just this week.
I don't believe that, but okay.
Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday, and then next week. Okay. So, bye, everybody. Love
Thank
you all.
you, everybody.
See you.
Blessings.